Oh, hey, honey. Have a seat. Yeah. Well, I'm just checking out my new knife. Thank you. Yes, I know it's ugly. I know it's crude, but I made it myself, so I think it's pretty. Okay, well, what can I say? I mean, I took some time off. I went to that basic knife making class, and it was pretty basic. Oh, this thing, this is made out of an old, worn out file. Yeah, no, not the type you use for your fingernails. Turns out that old files are excellent sources for high carbon steel. Yeah. Well, I know it annoys you, but I like having the automatic air freshener in my home office. Like I was saying, intense 5-day course, at the end of which we made our own utility knife. And I think this one came out well overall. Brass pins, a lot of epoxy, some scrap wood, and yeah, nice little utility blade shape. hmm This would be useful in a camp kitchen, cutting up lettuce, tomatoes. Gotta put a good layer of olive oil on the blade, though, afterwards, otherwise it'll start to rust. I mean, I know it's crude and it's not the sharpest, and I did mess up the edge a bit, and there's not much of a tip, but I mean, you should have seen what the other guys made. Yeah, we all supported each other, patted each other on the back. If I'm honest, this is not the best knife that was turned out, but at the same time, not the worst one either. Like I said, I did mess up the edge a little bit. I wasn't going for a recurve. Yeah, yeah. But overall, for a first effort, after a 5-day intensive training course, I think it came out really well. I mean, I'll be honest. Here's the very basic leather sheath I put together, and I know the sheath looks nicer than the knife. What can I say? I've always been good with leather. But I don't think you came into my office to admire my brand new creation. I'll admit, when it comes to making human beings, yeah, you and I as a team do a much better job than I do alone when it comes to making knives. But still, it's one of my creations, and I do like it. Yeah, the leather has a nice smell to it. But yeah, what was it you really wanted to talk to me about? Our son. Okay, honey, we've been over this. Now, when my grandfather was a small child, it was just understood not everyone who's born is born with the potential to conquer the world or to make it a marvelous place to live in, or sometimes to do much of anything. I mean, some individuals are just born less intelligent than others. It's a simple fact that was accepted back then, yet for some stupid reason nowadays, people want to pretend that's not the case. I mean, honestly, look at our son. He still does not have kitchen privileges. He's not allowed in the kitchen unless one of us is in there. Usually either you or his sisters, and they understand it. Can't leave him alone in the kitchen. He might burn the house down. Yes, like he did last time. Oh, come on. Well, thankfully, it didn't turn into a big fire. But you have to admit, the boy just doesn't make intelligent choices most of the time unless you or I or his sisters influence him, or basically tell him what to do. Now look, you and I created 3 very beautiful children who are growing up, and so far they've grown up quite well. Yes, there have been a few hiccups in the road here and there, but that's to be expected. I mean, yes, I do remember that time when our oldest came stumbling up the walkway drunk as hell. But, you know, she hasn't done it since. So let's just chalk it up as a learning experience that didn't cost her too much. Look, honey, let's be honest with each other. That boy does not make good decisions on his own. He doesn't. You want to know what the last really good decision that he made on his own was? Yes. Yes, you know what I'm going to say. Yes, dating that transgender individual. That's right. Well, because she treated him better than all of his other previous girlfriends combined. She wasn't trying to steal his money, and she didn't insult him. Well, look, as long as our son is happy, I'm happy. I'm perfectly fine with getting grandchildren from our other 2 children. So it wasn't a problem for me, and you know it wasn't a problem for me. But things didn't work out between them. And the current girlfriend he's dating, well, let's face it, both of his sisters want to beat her to a bloody pulp. Yes, she is that bad. Now look, I've gotten our son into a program where he can excel. Thankfully, he's good at one thing, and I got him into that program, and he's doing well. I'm not going to pull him out just so we can send him off to college where he can fail miserably and feel like an idiot. He deserves better than that. I'm not saying our son is an idiot. I'm saying he is less intelligent than a lot of people out there, including less intelligent than his sisters. And that's just a basic fact. They're going to college because they can make a success of it. And I told them which college courses to take, which ones to avoid. Let's face it, there's maybe 5 or 6 college courses left in all of America that aren't a damn waste of time, that aren't a scam. Well, yes, one of them is economics. I mean, thankfully, economics is one of those college courses that is not a scam, even though most colleges themselves are scams. Oh, you don't believe me? Well, here's a course that our oldest daughter's best friend is taking in college. It starts at 1 p.m. and it explores let's see, what did the brochure say? The socioeconomic impact of the TV series Lost on Asian culture. By the way, her friend is not Asian. And it just says Asian culture. It doesn't say Korean, Japanese, Chinese, Filipino. No, let's just lump everything together into Asian. Yeah. Oh. First of all, after about the first season and a half, those writers were just making stuff up as they went along. They really were, and people ate it up. Remember the ending? Yeah. I could pull a better one out of my Okay, fine. I know you're a fan of the show, but seriously, they were making stuff up as they went along after the first season and a half. Come on. They could have done something with that polar bear. Maybe a mad doctor with a private zoo. Maybe some sort of spin-off on the island of Dr. Moreau. They could have done things with that polar bear. A lot of things. Creative things. Nope, just basically, here's a polar bear, let's gun it down. Anyway, seriously, I love the boy. He's my son. He'll always be my son, but he's better off in the program that I got him into. It'll give him a chance to make good money, really good money, once he finishes the program. So I'm leaving him there. He's doing well. Our daughters are doing well. Well, I mean, you make it seem as though working for someone else and having a really good paying job is somehow a terrible thing. It's not. How do you think I paid for this house, our cars, the food on the table? Well, yes. Listen, I've worked for all sorts of bosses. Some of them good, some of them horrible, most of them lazy as hell. But I take care of this family. I don't own my own business, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with having a really good paying job or career working for someone else. I mean, heck, you have to work 5 times as hard for about half as much if you own your own business, at least when you're starting out. And we've got a good life here. And again, no, I am not going to couples therapy. If you want to keep seeing the psychiatrist, go ahead, I'll pay for it, but I'm not wasting my time because I don't need to. Well, here's the thing. Do you honestly have a better offer from another guy? Someone better looking, makes more money, drives a more expensive car? Look, our son is not that intelligent, especially compared to his sisters. Now, that's not his fault. He was just born that way. But we can't pretend that's not the case. So, he's in a program. He'll finish it up soon. He'll be able to get work. Quite frankly, a lot better than if he went to a college. Like, what type of BS is that? It's like, yeah, pay us all this money, and then when you graduate, yeah, we can't guarantee you a job. Well, how's your internship program? Oh, it sucks. No job for you. Then why did I spend all this money? Quite frankly, the trade school. Most Americans would be better off at a trade school. Our son, definitely. Our daughters, I advise them which college courses to take. Avoid the rest, because the rest is just a waste of time and a scam. And they're doing well. I know it's early on, but they're doing well. And we're doing better at home. I mean, yeah, I won't attend those meetings. I don't need to. But you've been looking and feeling better. So let's just stay the course for now. That's what I think we should do. All right. As usual, I'm going to keep the lines of communication open. Anything you want to talk to me about, go ahead, okay? All right. I'm going to go back to fondling my ugly knife.